George Lusk, the chairman of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee, received a letter from Jack the Ripper, accompanied by Catherine Eddowes' kidney. The note was titled, "From Hell," and read, "Mr. Lusk, Sir, I send you half the kidney I took from one woman, preserved it for you. The other piece I fried and ate. It was very nice. I may send you the bloody knife that took it out, if you only wait a while longer. Signed, Catch Me When You Can, Mr. Lusk." There have been many different speculations to who Jack the Ripper was and what he did. Was he a surgeon? A medical student? Hunter? Butcher? Slaughterman? We will never know. Because all of these murders were done in the dark and with much haste, a great anatomical knowledge was needed. A surgeon or person studying this field was ruled out for who Jack the Ripper was. The cut made to Catherine Eddowes' body seemed to go from the lower abdomen up her front. If this was done by a surgeon, the cut would have been done in the opposite direction. The note that was written had very poor spelling and other errors that linked Jack the Ripper to not having an education, therefore could not have gone through any type of medical school or training. Frederick Gordon Brown, a surgeon for the city police, said, "The murderer was well versed in anatomy, but not necessarily in human anatomy, for he could have gained a certain amount of skill as a slaughterer of animals." Many factors suggest Jack the Ripper was a slaughterman. There were many slaughterhouses in and around the Whitechapel area where the murders were committed. The first victim, Mary Nichols, was found very close to a slaughterhouse. In fact, after the police found her, it was two slaughtermen from a slaughterhouse across the street who were first on scene. A slaughterman would also be well practiced in throat cutting, have a legitimate reason to be owning and carrying knives, would live in or near Whitechapel, and would blend in well on the streets. For those reasons, a slaughterman made a lot of sense. A Jewish ritual slaughterman, also known as a shochet, was also a possibility for Jack the Ripper. To be a shochet required perfection in throat cutting. There was also a large demand for shockets at this time. The incisions on the victims' throats were also consistent with the incisions a shochet would make. As for Jack the Ripper himself, he most likely was in a low socioeconomical class in this impoverished area. Superintendent Thomas Arnold said, "A portion of the population of Whitechapel is composed of the low and dangerous classes, who frequently indulge in rowdyism and street offenses. Slaughterhouses cause animal violence, which can also lead to violent crimes targeted at people. This is another reason why slaughterman is high on the list for Jack the Ripper's profession." Elizabeth Stride, Jack the Ripper's third victim, was seen with a man on the night of her murder, who could potentially be Jack the Ripper. He was described as being between 5 feet 7 inches and 5 feet 9 inches tall, around 28 years old, with a dark complexion and a small, dark mustache.